I'm breaking the rule. I'm actually gonna retract my rule of like not smoking prior or during because like an idiot, I'm like, oh, all these times where I'm like really like not tired, but when the energy is getting real low, I'm like, oh, I'm smoking fucking indica or indica hybrids. I'm like, duh, if I'm smoking my usual sativa, then all things are good. So yeah. I have to point that out with you because the last time you thought I was dozing off on you, but I was just
I
super
was just
high.
about to say, you gonna fall asleep?
No. No, 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 no.
Go ahead, light it up so I can do the theme song. Hi, hi,
What the
hi.
fuck?
You don't remember that commercial as a kid?
Hell yeah, pure moods.
Yeah, yeah. That's
That was my
I always
shit
thought of
too.
that. Yeah, like Native American dude just fucking smoking pipes and stuff like that, and that type of music playing in the
That
background. So
that used to be my favorite song on that track, or at least one of them. I don't remember
that's
the
the only
name of
song
it.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it oh my
Well, let
God,
me
what was
do a
it?
quick
Pure Essence? Pure Essence. Yeah.
pure moods.
Pure Moods, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my friend, let me do a quick intro and then we'll get started. So,
Okay.
everyone, welcome to another episode of Rated G. It's been a while, but I am your host, G Terado. If you are new here, if you're new to the podcast, you're new to the channel, welcome here on this platform. I like to sit down, have honest discussions, share opinions, perspectives on all things related to art and creativity, as well as trendy events and happenings around the world and all that good jazz. And I usually like to feature other artists to talk shop, and if they have a small business or just a craft they want to showcase, I let them on board and we just kind of talk about it. And yeah, so if you are into that type of content and you want to support the podcast, support the channel, please follow, subscribe, ring that notification bell, share your thoughts in the comments, all that good jazz. Our social medias are always provided in the description below. And yeah, just spread the word. Joining me for his third time is a good friend, an old friend from the old college days. And yeah, I think that's well, you might forget anything else. But no, we are
No, that's
actually
it,
doing
man.
we're doing a collaboration project or gearing up for it, so we'll probably be getting into that. So yeah, so
Mhm.
everyone please welcome back Marcus Jared.
Hey, hey, what's up? What's up?
Woo,
What's
woo.
up? Thank you for calling me Marcus Jared, by the way, and not the
Jared.
other
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
no, I had to keep
disengage the last name
I
ordeal. But thank
know.
you. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's
No,
just
yeah, no
easier.
problem. It is easier, but I
Uh,
guess I'm just not programmed, but because I know you from college and that's kind of, yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
went by that. So I'm just so used to that, but
And
all good. Yeah, man.
yeah,
How
man.
how you
Thank
doing?
you. Glad to be back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you
What
cut
was
off. What was
it?
that?
Oh no, I was just seeing how you doing. How was your day today? Getting started for the weekend.
Good, good. Man, a lot has happened since I last talked to you. So,
Yeah.
do I give you the TLDR? Let's see. I moved.
Mm,
There's that. So
okay.
moved. What else? Started the classes with the comic book artist a month and a
Okay.
half ago now. So that
Okay.
started working two jobs now.
Mhm.
So so I work my day job, got a promotion, and then uh I just like I pick up a part-time cleaning job. So like I've been doing this for like 3 years. So like I'll
Yeah.
clean offices in the area or whatever for like 2 hours a day. Like
Mm,
it's good money, like extra money for like a month. So
yeah.
I do that, but I wasn't doing it in the spring or summer. I like to try to not do it in the spring or summer so much so I can go outside and play or do
But
something. But
spring cleaning, bro.
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, at the end of summer, I took a second job just because I needed the money and or wanted the money. But and then yeah, that's and then just trying to find a balance of when I can draw. Because before I had, yeah, before I had plenty of time
That's
to
like
draw.
everyone's thing.
Yeah, before I had plenty of time to draw without the second job because I could just do my
Yeah.
day job, close my laptop, and then go to the next desk and start drawing. But that's not the case. So now I'm kind of finding any kind of downtime I have. I just try to doodle, sketch, practice, and then I've been pretty committed with trying to complete something like solid at least once a week. Um,
Mm.
and then now I got homework on top of it from, the private lessons I'm getting. So he's giving me homework to do. So I'm like,
Yeah.
ah, shit, this is what this feels like again.
Yeah. Oh
So,
God.
but yeah, it's been, and then now like starting the whole YouTube thing and really trying
Yeah.
to. It took me some time. It really took me some time to like get my wits about me and
Yeah.
figure it out, I guess. Because like you were pushing for the whole YouTube thing, some friends of mine, you were really supportive and like pushing me, and I finally was
It's a
like, all
lot of
right, it'll
work,
happen
bro.
when it's meant to happen. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It's a lot of fucking
So I
work.
wanted,
Even okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah. No, no, no. I was just gonna say. So it was just a lot of me in the last 6 months since we last talked was trying to figure out how I wanted to do the YouTube thing, the second job, moving, also our Dragon Ball Z thing, which I'll talk about later.
Mhm.
Um, and trying to find out how I want to do that with you and now my other friend Phil. So like that's really I really wanted everything to kind of like fit in at the right place, right time. I just didn't kind of want to I don't want to do it and be like, ah, this sucks or somebody doesn't have time or I don't have time. Like I just wanted things to make sure like I was comfortable, but you guys are comfortable and all that as well. So yeah, it's been 6 months went by like that, so it's pretty wild. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I know time
um,
really fucking flies. It almost seems like it goes by even faster. Like we always would say time flies. Time flies when you're having fun or whatever, but like now it really feels like it's fucking going real fast.
yeah.
But I don't
Uh,
know, maybe I'm paying too much attention to it, and maybe because I'm getting older. I don't know, but it kind of
no,
feels like it's
I'm right
going.
there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's funny that you say that because, well, and like I brought it up about time going by so fast is I have been really trying to not be on my phone as much because of like getting my routines in order.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of going back to doing what I used to do as like a teenager when I would draw, is like throw on headphones, listen to music, play something like on the TV. And I'm sure you do this a lot,
Oh
but
yeah.
for me, that time feels like it goes slow. Even though because like
Mhm.
I'm in like a moment and I'm not on my phone where
Sorry.
everything comes at you like every 30 seconds or, something like that,
Hmm. So I
if
don't
that makes
think
sense.
no, that absolutely makes sense. It's just that's not the case for me when I'm working.
No.
And you know what? It kind of just popped up in my mind. I think it's because my Fitbit, it lets me know when I need to get my steps in. So I'm
Hmm.
every hour I'm getting some sort of, I'm getting the buzz. So that like will always take me out of my hyper focus, even for like a split second.
Hmm.
But that split second of acknowledging like, oh, it's this time now. It's 2:50.
Hmm.
Oh, and then like I get back into work, do my thing. Next hour, oh shit, it's 3:50 already. Like, so then that's when I'm like, damn, time is really flying here.
Yeah.
But
10,000
I
steps a
I
day, I'm guessing.
imagine I'm set.
10,000 steps a day. Is that what you
I
try to
don't
do?
meet that every day, but like I just try to I have like my thing set for like 11 active hours. I don't always
Hmm.
make it. Like I used to be really like when we just got these Fitbits, like I was I don't know I think there's a term for it, but I was just like obsessed with the numbers, with the stats. And
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
so um yeah, I used to like make it a point to like always get those 10,000 steps or always crush those 11 hours. But now I'm just like, you know, I kind of just balance things out by like, all right, I had a really good workout, really tough workout.
Hmm.
So I'm not gonna especially if it was leg day, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna always like get, I'm not gonna get every hour because I had a really good
Hmm.
workout this morning, so I kind of just balance it out that way, and I just feel it out.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, like in my prime, I was always about pushing to or past the limits, plus ultra. So I was like, not anymore because
Go
now I'm like,
beyond.
yeah, now because like now I didn't say it was too late for me to save my joints, so I'm like feeling all the yeah.
Oh my God. I was actually just telling my girlfriend, I was like, I am very I don't I'm not trying to rub this in, but I I just bought like a cervical pillow or whatever it's called. Cause like
Is
I
that to
wake
help
up
your
and I have
alignment?
this like yeah, so like I wake up and I've had this issue for like 10 years. And I
Yeah.
bought this cervical pillow and she's like, a coochie couch? And I'm like, no, it's a cervical pillow for your neck, not
Yeah.
your butt or your vagina or whatever. And
A
I was
vagina
telling
pillow?
her, I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm actually thankful that I don't have like joint problems like most of my friends, like ankles, knees, knuckles, all that shit.
Yeah.
But I every 2 weeks for the last like year, I wake up and like my shoulder and my neck, and I'm like, oh damn it, I did it again. I fell asleep wrong. And then
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
all right, I know it hurts. It's painful, but then I'm like, I gotta be thankful. At least I'm not all day with joints and like, knees and friends of mine have gout and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, that sucks.
yeah. I
Like,
think
I can't imagine.
I've been self-diagnosing, so I have to really like check with my physician, but I either have arthritis or gout or both in certain areas. Because like I
Oh,
definitely have I, I feel like I definitely have arthritis in my finger because it'll lock up sometimes when it's like I guess when like the inflammation's really bad or whatever. Like I'm really feeling it now because it's cold. So
yeah, yeah,
um
that's arthritis.
so
Pressure.
I'm like on the brink of like, yeah, I think that's, and I used to think I have arthritis in my toes, but it might be gout now because like when I learned about like the crystallization between the joints and stuff, I'm like, oh, maybe that's like the swollen or
Yeah.
inflamed part.
Oh.
So
Yep.
like,
Yep.
but
And you can't eat turkey and all that kind of like I have a buddy who
is that what
who
that
has it.
is? You
Yeah,
can't eat
well,
turkey?
so
Oh
every
shit.
year I get together with like my friends from high school. We get together Memorial Day weekend and Labor Day weekend. And we've
Yeah.
been doing that for 4 or 5 years, but at one point I was like, all right, I'm gonna bring these like veggie hot dogs or whatever. And they're so obscure because they're like extremely long. Like they look
Yeah.
like they're like 8 inch dongs. Like it's a veggie hot dog. They're good, but then I also brought. I was like my one friend. I was like, I know he's not gonna. Maybe he might eat this. I don't know. He's a total like Ron Swanson from Parks and Recs. Like, give me bacon, eggs,
Yeah.
and all that. But I
Yeah.
brought turkey or something like that, and he was like, no, like I can't. And it has to do with like purines. And I was like,
Yeah.
what? And I learned a lot from like he can't
Oh.
eat turkey, he can't drink certain types of beer. Like there's a whole list, and he's like,
Yeah.
otherwise he'll like have these like his it gets inflamed, and he's like, yeah, I got gout pretty bad, and then I have to like take a pill. And I was like, dude, that sucks. And I was
Oh
like, I didn't even
man.
know it's like a food thing. So he's like, yeah, like turkey is
Yeah.
purines and certain
So
things.
that's
Yeah,
my thing is
it's
yeah,
wild.
it's definitely food. Like I'll have to really well I once, with the arthritis and stuff and like the carpal tunnel, like I was
Hmm.
I really kind of I dialed in like what I would need to include in my daily nutrition for those
Hmm.
things like just to, for anti-inflammatory foods.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I heard about the
Turmeric.
purine stuff. And yeah, like that's
I
something
think
I'm
I'm
gonna
saying
really
it
have to
wrong.
like. What's that?
Turmeric. What is it? Is it turmeric or
Tur
turmeric? I don't even know
tur
how to
tur
say it.
turmeric, turmeric.
Turmeric.
Yeah,
Turmeric.
I
What?
have
Yeah.
I started taking shout out to my boy George Chevelli because he told me about
Shout
this
out.
I forget the it's like superfood or super something. I forget.
Hmm.
I'll slap it on post like an image of it, but yeah, they're like these turmeric pills and they're supposed
Yeah.
to help with
Yep.
anti-inflammatory. I like to
Yeah.
think it's
Good for
been
your hair too.
helping. What's that?
I said good for your hair too.
I hope so.
I try. Yeah.
Yo, I hope so, bro. I'm
How do you
holding
think
on
I
to
got
this
that?
shit right now.
How do you think I got this mane, bro? It's
Yeah,
green
fuck
tea
you,
and turmeric
bro.
right here.
I don't know if I said it the
I mean,
last
I
time. I'm
do.
like, I don't know if I said it the last time you're on here. I was like, yeah, we flipped. Like everything kind of
Yeah.
switched a bit with like in terms of like hairstyle at
Yeah.
least, because I
Nah.
missed that shit.
My
Um,
grandmother swears because like she's like you drink like I do drink a lot of green tea, even if it's like refrigerated green tea or hot green tea. Like I've just done that for years, and my grandmother's like, I swear that's why you still have like a full head of hair. I'm like,
oh
I guess
word.
because she thinks it's that because like Asian people, that's all they
Mhm.
do in Japan and China is drink green tea. So
Yeah,
she made
right.
the stereotype
Yeah.
association because she's like, nobody out there is bald. I'm like, well, you'd be surprised, but I see
Yeah,
what
they're
she was
out
getting
there.
at. So, but yeah,
That's
but
like,
turmeric's really good for you. Like,
yeah.
I know it's helped me for my seasonal allergies, and I'm like, I
Mm.
wasn't a believer, and when March and April hit, I'm like, all right, cool. Girlfriend gives it to me. I'm like, ah, damn it, you were right, and this is amazing. It's so
Yeah.
good. Like, I don't know, it just spices
Yeah.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, I take it every day. I take two pills every
Oh,
day.
that's nice.
And I like have
Nice.
like oh my God, we're just like a couple fucking old guys. I was
Yo,
talking about
I was just about to say that. Like, here we are. We are now hitting the 40-year-old mark where it's
we're
like,
like
so what pills do you
almost
take today?
15 minutes in talking about old shit. Nah, it's just real life though. Honestly, like
Arthritis.
if
Yeah.
there's any youngins out there, and if I'm saying youngins, I'm even saying late 20s, early 30s. Like this is like the shit you might want to like take mental note of because these kind of things always like because my brother-in-law is older. He turned 40 recently,
Hmm.
or at least last year. And by the way, Happy New Year. Merry New Year. Uh but he's older, so I've been like kind of just taking little mental notes of like because he's a former Marine and he's like in shape and all this shit and like just naturally in shape. So I'm like taking mental notes on like some stuff like his changes in his body, because he's going through it. He has like because he has like BMI or not BMI, not BMI,
Sorry.
okay, IBS. He has. Did you sneeze?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
bless
did.
you.
Sorry.
No, no, no. You're fine. You're fine. I thought you were laughing at me because I fucked up the acronym.
No.
But he has IBS, and then like he got like an infection from like a tick bite, so he can't eat red meats.
Oh, that's
Um,
the allergy,
but
right?
he's like, I mean, I don't know how his joints are and shit. Like again, he's been in the service for like 20 years, but like I know for me, with on top of like, sure, like my diet with like the purines or whatever, but also like the ego lifting and all this, and just pure like, just like overkill in the training during my younger years. Like all of these things are like, they're catching up, and because like it was always in my head, like, all right, after the 35, testosterone starts going down. After 35 or 36 or whatever, like that's when it
Yeah.
starts going down, and that was always in the back of my head, and like now going through it, I'm like, oh my God, I feel it. Fuck.
Yeah.
But like, I forget who
Wait.
I was talking to, but I'm like, yeah, like fitness goals, or just healthy goals, like they always adjust, and I feel like, yeah, as
Yeah.
I'm getting older, it's like, all right, I just got to keep going every day. Like it doesn't have to be, I don't
Yeah.
need to squat, you know,
Yeah.
135 or
Yeah. I feel the
whatever.
same way. I know what you mean.
But I will say because we were away for the weekend after Christmas, and the hotel we were at had a gym, and it's
I
been
saw
about a
that.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, man, I
Dude,
felt
I was thinking about old videos of you almost 10 years ago when I started to see that you were working out like in 2016 or
yeah.
something. I was
Mm.
like this looks familiar. I'm like, is this an old video? But I was like, no, this is new. So
Yeah, man,
it
I
was pretty cool to
miss.
see you because it was very reminiscent back in the day of you doing that a lot.
Yeah, and just like I was just testing out my current strength because like I'm like, yo, I don't even know. Like we just be working out with 10s and 15-pound
Hmm.
dumbbells, and I'm like, and like I have, again my joint issue, so like even doing push-ups, like they because of my one arm, I'm like, yo, like I can barely. do as many push-ups as I used to. So I'm like, all right, I gotta
Hmm.
see if I can do 90 pounds, 245s and see if I can press those. And I was
Jesus.
able to do it. So I'm like, all right, it's like it's in there somewhere, but I didn't test everything out because I'm like, whatever. I didn't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
I would never leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt
Damn.
nice. It just felt nice, but
Get swole.
yeah, like I just missed. Yeah, like I haven't had that feeling in a while because I did, I was just doing upper body because like before we
I
left,
know.
we
I'm
did
looking at I'm
legs.
looking at this shirt that you're wearing right. Sorry, I'm because like my easel is like covering part of my screen here. I'm looking at that
Uh,
shirt and I'm like, damn, G, you looking a little swole there, looking a little tight, like what size shirt is that?
I don't know.
Like I could see that left bicep right there, bro, just popping out, man. Anybody look at you and be like, you work
Stop.
out, bro? Nah,
Stop
it was nice.
it.
It was nice to see you doing that like you used to do back in the day. Because I
Yeah.
haven't seen you post a video like that in even on your personal account like in quite
Oh
some
yeah,
time.
I
So
really don't post much on there. And just 'cause like I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I got
yeah,
lazy.
yeah.
And
Hey, dude,
honestly,
I
kind of like what you're saying, like unplugging for a bit. Like I try
yeah.
to do that, at least some form of it,
Hmm.
like during my workouts, like because if I'm listening to music off of that thing, I'll have the music on, but I'll have it face
Hmm.
down, like out of my reach. I
Hmm.
intentionally leave my phone in other rooms sometimes when I think I
Yeah.
need to.
So, dude, I
Yeah.
I sometimes I leave my phone out in my car by accident, and like my girlfriend laughs at me because like we'll get home from somewhere, like when we did live together, and even when we're she's I'll explain why she's down. I don't know if I did explain like what happened, maybe not, but anyway, so yeah, so basically we lived in a house together and she has epilepsy. So like,
Mm,
just kind of giving you the TLDR. And she was diagnosed like many, many years ago, like really late in her life. But
yeah.
for some weird reason, she started having seizures again. So they started happening when we moved into the house in January. And like they just kept getting progressively worse. And dude, it's scary seeing that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I've never seen it before.
Hmm.
And I just because it's gotten worse, we just decided that, she's going to go back to her parents in New Jersey because she's from like Flemington area.
Mm.
I don't know if you're
That's like
familiar with it,
Central,
but
Central
yeah,
Jersey.
Central Jersey, yeah, like Bridgewater area. But all her doctors for her epilepsy and all that are out there.
Mm.
So we moved out. I moved here. She moved back home. She's getting great care. Like everything's getting taken care of. But one thing that still has remained is like, when we lived together, I would always leave my phone by accident in the car, and then I move here, and it's the same thing. So
Uh,
I'm like, where's my phone? And then she's like, did you go to your car? And I'm like, and she's like, damn, some things never change. Like, even though we don't live together, she just thought it was something that I did more recently. And I'm like, nah, like this is just something I guess I just started doing. Like, I just don't care till, once you connect it in your car, I'm like, all right, cool, play the music, get me to where I need to
yeah.
go and call it a day. And that has helped me even more immensely because like even when she's not here, I forget it's out in my car for like 3 hours. So
Right.
like so much time will go by and I'm like, all right, cool. Like this feels nice not to like even have to worry about checking it for like 3 or 4 hours. And I've noticed that like the last year that has progressively helped with supporting that endeavor of like unplugging. It's
Yeah.
a stupid mistake I'm doing. It's the only thing I forget, but hey, whatever little bit helps. So, because I feel like
Yeah.
we see that a lot with people, just on their phones all the time, and
Oh my God, yeah, nonstop. I
yeah,
bitch about that all the
so
time.
yeah,
And
it's
like I'm
sad.
guilty of it
Like,
too, but
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, it's, but like
you got to be cognizant of it. So,
yeah, it's just I don't know. Yeah. Everything is just everything is just on the screen now. It bums me out.
mhm.
I was telling not telling, but I was having a talk with like a family member on Nicole's stepbrother's side. We were sharing a joint together, and I'm like, yo, man, like I miss this shit. Like just sharing a joint, just talking about stuff, having a laugh. Like it was our
Oh yeah,
first
I
time.
saw that. I saw you
What?
post something about that where those guys were like, "Yo, I got a joint, I got a joint, I got a joint."
Oh,
You
yeah,
post that.
yeah.
Yeah, I here we are talking about not being on our phones, but I see something you post on your Instagram or something. But yeah, like dude, I'm right there with you. Like that's how Mike and at college used to be. Like
Yeah, I
everybody
mean,
would
and
just
I said that. I
rosy
said
up on
that
up in
very
the
thing.
living room.
I pointed that out. I'm like, yeah, dude, this is like how I met all my fucking friends in
That's
college,
how I met you.
especially. Huh?
I
Yeah.
said that's how I met you because Mike and you were smoking weed.
Yeah. Yeah, like yeah, especially like at school. Uh I mean, usually the gateway to that was bumming a cigarette from each other, like smoking a
Yep.
cigarette outside of school, outside the building. And
Oh my God.
yeah, either I bummed a cigarette from somebody or the other way, vice versa,
Mm.
and then it's like, oh, yo, you smoke weed? Oh, word. It's-
Yep. Yep.
But like everything, all the what do you call it? Apparatuses, they've all, upgraded and it's all like just everyone's got their own shit and and because COVID, of course, but I don't know, I'm like, man, it kind of kills the whole social aspect of, enjoying some marijuana together. But
Yeah.
it's all right.
No, it's even
There's
even just going out to eat, dude. Just like go out to eat one
right.
day and like I typically look around and I'm like, ah man, this is wild. Like kids don't color on those little coloring sheets anymore, you know. And like you don't see that. You don't see like yeah, I could see husband and wives like always like talking and you can tell like maybe freaking 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And now it's like they're on the phone, or then the other person's like staring off into space or nothing or looking, It's
Yeah.
kind of weird the times we live in for sure, but
Yeah.
I, I I am glad to be reminded that there are people like us that are like I miss the good like we grew up in a good time. Like the birth of the
Yeah,
internet and
for
the birth of
sure.
all that, but we lived like right at the tail end of that. And I think we are the role models or advocates to be like, yo, let's talk about a different time here because that was amazing.
Yeah.
So
Oh, what's
I don't,
there's the
it's not going to
movie out
change.
there's a movie out there where there's like this line. Of course, I'm paraphrasing because I can't even fucking remember what movie it's from, but it's like you don't realize the good times. You don't realize like you're living the good times until
It's from The Office. It's not a movie.
Oh, is it The
Uh,
Office?
yeah, it's The Office. It's when it's towards the
That
end of the show, I think, where
okay.
Andy he says you don't realize you're in the good moments until they've already came and went or something like that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Like you don't
That's just deep.
realize yeah, it is. Cause like and that was like such a good show for us too, because the internet too, or I should say social media was really starting to kind of slowly blow up when The Office was blowing up and getting bigger. And
Yeah.
that show kind of really reminds you of like this is how it was. And you know, yeah, you don't think the good moments. I'm looking it up to like remember what he says. Yeah, the good old days. Yeah. Yep, it's called Andy the Good Old Days.
Mm.
Yeah, he said something about that. It's I know exactly what it's from, but yeah. I mean, it's probably in movies too, but that's my first thought is that show.
Right, right. Yeah, man, that's just
But
true. It's true.
yeah,
But oh man.
here we
I
are,
you
40-year-old
you
men
you keeping up
on a
with like
podcast talking
you
about
keeping up
medications and turmeric.
are you keeping up with like the AI stuff lately?
Yeah, so that's actually something I'm doing with my job now. So I
Oh
can't get into it.
shit.
Yeah, so I can't
Oh shit.
obviously for confidential reasons, but also
Yeah.
for the sake of my job. Um, yeah, so with my promotion, I'm doing I'm going from like an implementation project manager to like a client success project manager. So I'm like overseeing more accounts. I'm actually more business to business relationships and stuff like that. But our company just rolled out like an AI sort of chat tool thing.
Yeah.
Um, and it's going to be, we've been using it internally for ourselves for quite some time, but we haven't rolled it out until most recently. So it is public to them, but
Mm.
um, yeah, there's just some things that like I've been working on, and we just had the conversation today during work. I was in a meeting and they're like, "Hey, Marcus, you got some ideas?" And I'm like, XYZ. And they're like, you bring up some good points. And I can see the person who created it, like writing stuff down. And he's like, yeah, that's a really good point. But so, yeah, so AI stuff with that is like,
Mm.
I'm kind of involved with it, but I'm also like, it's not perfect. It never will be
Yeah.
perfect. You can get as close to perfect as you can, and it still won't be perfect. Like, I will
Right.
always advocate that. Even like with AI art, like, and AI music now and that whole thing.
All
Like,
right.
I think it's cool, but it's never going to be perfect. It's still going to pop out six fingers, I'm sure, or like
Yeah.
or a left thumb on a right thumb, or
Yeah.
a left thumb on a right hand, that sort of thing. So
All right, then I have to point it out. What's with your profile pictures?
yeah, so that's the Apple had a new update for their Siri, the Apple Intelligence, and it's
Oh.
called what is it called? It's called Playground.
Ooh.
Oh, is that Siri talking in the background? My Siri is
Maybe.
talking because I have the pods. Shit. Hold on.
Oh,
Hey
jeez.
Siri, stop. Yeah,
She's listening.
and that actually is something that Apple just went to court for because people are accidentally, like I just did, turning on Siri while they're having like an important conversation like this. Shit, I
Oh.
just said because yeah, I just want to make sure it's not on again.
Bing
So
bong.
that's actually something that just happened where Apple is like paying people money in the last like 10 years where they accidentally turned on SIRI by accident and it may have recorded a conversation like confidential or work related, and that sort of stuff. But that's a perfect example. It's not perfect.
Yeah.
It's not gonna recognize when you're not trying to acknowledge it versus when you are. And um, but anyway, yeah. So the AI thing, it makes like a cartoony AI like contact card for you in the Apple Image Playground. And I was like, all right, I've seen some pretty weird AI generative, like, here's my photo, right? And then it pops out a, you know, photo for you, AI generated.
Yeah.
And some of them have looked like real, I wouldn't say, some of them have looked off, but Apple's reminds me of like Xbox 360 when you can make an avatar,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
it makes your avatar really look like you. And that's like I did one with my short hair and I did one with my long hair.
Mm.
And both of them are so widely different. I shouldn't say widely different. They're different because of my hair, but also like my face shape. Like when I was younger and had short hair, my face was skinnier and like you could see like my jaw and it captured all that in this avatar Xbox 360 type of thing. And then now that my hair's longer, my face is fuller. It's like it's surreal to see that. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna put that on as my profile photo because I never know what to put up as like a profile photo that can stay there forever. For the longest time, I had that black and white photo
Mm.
from like years ago as my main profile photo. And I was like, all right, I think it's time to graduate that because that was taken back into 2011. Like it's a good photo of me,
Yeah.
but like I'm sure I look the same, but I'm like, that's too old and I don't want to be that guy. So,
Yeah. I get
but
it.
yeah.
I hear you.
So I felt it was more the cartooniness and the artsiness of it
Mm.
would resonate better, and people would be like, "Oh yeah, that is Marcus." Even though it's an AI photo of him, it still has that art appeal to it. What?
Don't trigger people by saying AI.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I talk about it. I talk about it a lot on here,
dude.
just
I
because.
use it for reference photos too. Like I'm not gonna lie about that. Like when I draw something, like I've
Yeah,
gotten. I think it's all about how you use it. Like
yeah,
I don't use it often, but there were times where I was at that bar that I go to once a week to kind of like just practice and draw and stuff. And I said I want to see a shot of Spider-Man hanging from the side of a building overlooking Central Park. And it gave me a photo like that. And I just did that and I drew that as a reference so I
Mm-hmm.
can draw it as just getting my mind. And it did the perspective pretty well, but it was still off. And
Yeah.
like the way Spider-Man, it's like the side of the building's here, but then like there's this like ceiling here, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Like he's like there's no
Yeah.
such thing. Like you could see the side of the building with the windows, but then his web is like he's like center, and I'm like,
Hmm.
where the hell does that go to? Like that's just a giant concrete ceiling that just pew. So,
Yeah.
and then like his butt cheek muscle was like screwed up. So,
Mm.
like I caught those things, but for me, I did it as inspiration to try to draw something
Yeah.
or get some frame of reference is what I've been, if I have used it, is what I've been doing.
Hmm.
So,
No, I see it.
I,
I see that.
yeah.
I have you heard of this I never know when to call it a software or an app, but this new generator, I think it's under oh geez, I'm forgetting the main AI thing. But there's like this new generator called Sora, and you can take
Oh,
images.
the video one.
Yeah, that shit's pretty wicked.
Yeah, dude, that,
It's not
yes,
perfect. It's
yes.
got its like
Yeah.
from what I gathered is that it's oh my God, don't draw a blank now. Um, it can't
He's fallen
like
asleep, ladies and gentlemen.
no, fuck you. It can't imitate physics. Like it
Yes.
can't do physics.
Yeah.
So um, and
I
then I
think
thought
it's nice that Yeah, like I think it's nice that, and how I know this is because we went to school. Well, the major that I was in the media arts and animation, so it was like special effects and all that. So
yeah.
like I still kind of keep up with that.
Yeah,
And
we were in the same
this
major,
YouTube,
fool.
oh, well, I think I was more special effects. You were more animation though,
Well, yeah, but
because like I wanted to
same
do like the
major.
hero stuff and like yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But it was
So um. But like I keep up with this YouTube channel called Corridor Crew, and like they
yeah.
always react to like special effects, like good and bad, and it's like a React couch thing. You should check them out. I'll send them to you. But
Okay.
like they are extremely popular about picking apart stuff, and like they're super pros at it, and they're guys that are our age.
Right.
So we, as people who have like a keen eye for it, because that was our major, they, being in that profession after college, have like really, created an arsenal for their own projects and then picking apart others. And one of
Mm.
them was that Sora project, and they were doing the whole thing where it was like it's scarily great, but like it's not perfect, and here's why. And then they like
Yeah.
pointed out like the way the hands were, the reflections, and they were
Yeah.
talking about physics and stuff of how it's gonna be great to see AI video like capture like give me aerial shot of Mount Fuji or something like that.
Yeah.
Great. That
Yeah,
takes
that
away
stuff
somebody's job, but it's like
yeah.
wild that it can do that like that, but it's not going to capture certain types of physics and other things, not yet at least, but people said definitely give it 10 years. It's going to be a whole different playing field then at that point. So,
Mm.
and I think it's cool, but I just also,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, I still think there's going to be a lot of artists like us who are going to advocate for, and it's going to happen. Like, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's going to be some sort of committee of, like
There's
just
gonna
like
be
if
some
actors can have it, like why can't artists have it too, you know?
yeah, there's gonna be some sort of like contractual thing or
Yeah.
like I don't want to say regulation, but there's gonna be like some way to measure that and like
Hmm.
determine when it's just like when it's
Hmm.
being used for you know
Hmm.
good purposes, but I don't fucking know. I'm just kind of
Like
hoping.
here's a good example. Like and tell me what you think about this. So I was actually doing research on like live streaming, and I would say, okay, what's on YouTube, what's on Twitch, whatever the case. I go on Twitch and I see a lot of the art section. I see a shit
Boobs.
ton. Uh, well, yeah, that. But I see a lot of waifus, like waifu drawings essentially, but like I this just like this oversaturation of anime, like of digital art of anime, and it brought me to think about how AI art is the same thing. Like when you see AI art, it's very like it's sort of soulless in a way, but they all somewhat look the same to some
Yeah.
degree. Like they have this sort of like coloring mist to it. I'm not sure how to explain it, but I felt the
Yeah, I
same
know what
way
you're
about when I
saying.
look at Twitch or YouTubers who are drawing live and all it is anime. And I'm like, this is why I like doing traditional art. And, same with you. Like, I like learning about digital art, but I also don't want to lean on that as much as people have. And then, like, when I've gone to comic conventions, dude, when we were at New York Comic Con in October, there are
Mhm.
some great artists there that have like a variety of stuff, and I have a wall of art. But then there's so much anime stuff, and I'm like, I'm so glad that like I love anime, but I just didn't make it like my focal point for my artwork because
Yeah.
I would be like, how does that make me different? And that's how I also feel about AI art is like there's AI artists, but it's like, well, show me how you're different then, because a lot of the AI art that I see is almost relatively the same, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just my sort of like 2 cents about that, and I don't know if you agree. So
No, yeah, I mean, I think there's so many degrees of it, you know. Like
yeah.
I see your point. Um, I guess it's just like when it starts like affecting people's lives and like livelihoods is when it becomes a problem, you know?
Yeah.
Like, forming distrust in
Mhm.
people and stuff like that. You know, like just like yeah, like Terminator shit, Skynet type of shit, you know?
Yeah.
I don't I don't think too much about it. Like I honestly I like to kind of I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm fear mongering, but I'm kind of like just like
Mhm.
trying to just put it out there for like, any of
Yeah.
my friends that will like tap into a podcast every now and then and they happen to hear
Yeah.
about this one and it's like, all right.
Mhm.
Because like, we all have friends that have kids and it's like, we just gotta be careful about, even if they're on like a parental setting on YouTube or something, like they still have access to some like skewed shit, like weird
Yeah.
content. There could be like that weird subliminal messaging in whatever,
Mhm.
like my nephew watches this weird like Asian like 3D animation. I don't know what to call it, a series or what. It's like these YouTube shorts. They're really
Mhm.
weird and I don't know, I'm just like not that I'm saying there's anything like fucked up about it, but it's just like you never know what like they can still get into
Mhm.
weird shit.
Yeah.
So
It
it's
needs to be
just
monitored. It needs to be
yeah.
extremely like when we were kids, like I mean, I know this is still a thing, but we still have the what is it, the MPAA rating, which is like PG-13, PG, rated
Yeah.
R. Why doesn't AI have that yet? Like you said, like
But
a monitor or a rating or something. I know it's going to get to that point eventually.
yeah.
Like this is an
My
X-rated image or this is an X-rated, AI video, that sort of thing.
yeah. My channel, I always put not for kids and like my nephew still
Hmm.
sees my shit.
Yeah,
And he'd be
yeah.
commenting on my real like my podcast shorts. Like like good thing they're not like bad ones
Un-
where I'm like cursing or anything.
Uncle
I'm
G,
like,
stop
damn.
falling asleep, please. You're falling asleep again, Uncle G. Stop it.
No, but
But
it's like, damn, what the hell is the whole point of like marking, whether you want to age
it's because
restriction
their
or not?
account is not a kid's account. That's why.
I don't
Like,
know. My
yeah.
sister's, well, I mean, I would have to look at it myself, but my sister claims it's like, it's got that, a parental setting or whatever. I don't know.
Mhm.
I would have to look at it, but
This
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I don't
but
want
I
to
just
fear
think
monger.
it's how you use it. It's how you use it. I think it's going to be just
Yeah.
like social media when it was born. Everybody was like, "What's this?" And it blew up. And yeah, we're here. We plateaued, I think, with social media. At least how
Oh
I,
my God,
in my
yeah.
opinion. But I think it's like there's nothing like, dude, like TikTok. I think it's TikTok, but to me, TikTok is no different than Vine. Vine was like huge
Yeah.
10 years ago, and that blew the f up.
I don't
And
even yeah, I don't use TikTok anymore, but yeah, I mean I
no,
can see
I don't
yeah,
at
it's
all.
kind of like Vine, but I don't know, like
It's like
TikTok,
it's like plateaued. I don't know.
yeah, it's just TikTok is like a very it can be a scary place if you're not careful with your algorithm. That was the thing.
Yeah.
I quit TikTok because I had zero like knowledge of how to control my algorithm. So
Mhm.
there were like nice things that came out of it when I was still using it, like the content I was watching a lot of like martial arts videos and it's kind of how I got hooked on to ghost videos too. And
Mhm.
but then I just started seeing all these other dumb shit and I'm like I can't anymore.
Mhm. Yeah.
So uh
Getting that dopamine hit, that 10-second dopamine hit. That's what I don't like about it. Because it's like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
And Instagram's like that too now too, right? Like making content and
Yeah,
trying
I
to like
avoid
get
that shit.
engagement.
Yeah. Like I
I don't.
I avoid a lot of shorts. Like I mean, I've been posting shorts on YouTube to like help
Yeah, I
build that
post, but
audience and it has worked,
yeah,
but I'm using it. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta use the system. You gotta play the game. But like for me
yeah.
personally, I am like, no, I don't want to get lost in the sauce of that 10-second dopamine hit because it's I don't know, just then
I
like
mean, if you
2 hours
can,
go by and you're like, oh shit.
I mean, if you can post and ghost, right? But it's just there's
Yeah.
it's different though. If I don't know if you're getting a lot of engagement. That's the thing. It's like
Hmm.
it can really help boost your, like if you're trying to run a
And
business
see what's
off of
out
it.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but I get it though. Like it's yeah, you gotta find a
Yeah.
way to kind of balance that out with just like yeah, natural dopamines, not from just being on your
Yeah, man.
devices. Ugh. Mm.
Getting them steps in, smoking that weed, taking a nap. That's dopamine right there.
You idiot.
The good stuff. The good
You
stuff.
idiot. Nah, man, I get
But
my
yeah,
dopamine rush from doing toy reviews.
dude, those are actually, I will say I'm very proud of you for doing that because it's
Thank
different from what I've seen you do for quite some time. And
yeah.
that's a huge market. Like I'm not
Yeah, I never
there's been
realized.
times where like I've been going to like I've seen my own nephews or like people I know with their kids who I'm like, "Oh, what you watching there?" And they're like, "I'm watching this guy unpack a Godzilla model." And I'm like, "You find that interesting?" Like I love unpacking my own Godzilla, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like I love unpacking my own Godzilla. This is from Godzilla Minus One. If you haven't
yeah.
seen this movie
Nice.
yet, I
Oh, dude,
suggest you please watch this movie.
that movie is amazing. I haven't watched it in black
But
and white yet, though.
oh, it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, like at that it's I remember talking to my best friend and his like daughter like, told me about that. And he was like, "Yeah, dude, like they watch all this stuff like people unwrapping toys and stuff." And he's like, "I don't even have to buy this shit for them." And I'm like, "What?" Like they're still your kids.
Oh
He's like,
man.
they love watching these like little dolls and all these other things get unpackaged and showcased and all. It's like a huge thing. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no way. He shows me the video, 12 million views, 1 million
Oh
viewed,
shit.
200,000. And I'm like, wow, like this is wild. So you
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that, you're kind of jumping into a market that might benefit you, even just for like grown-ups, like for people like
Yeah.
me who, if I showed you like all this is all statues and figures behind me, this whole thing
Yeah.
over there. So like you definitely are jumping into something that could benefit you for sure.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Do it.
Yeah, I mean it's funny because yeah, like the subscribers like that number like it doubled since I started making those videos.
Yeah, nice.
I was like, oh
Do it.
shit. So I mean, yeah, if I can get to a point, like how many subscribers do you have to be able to start earning? Is it 3,000 or is it
I
1,000?
thought it was I think it's 1,000, but you have to have, I think it's 3,000 watched hours, like
Got
total
it.
for it to
Okay.
be monetized or whatever.
So
So, but
yeah, I mean, if I can get a K, and then yeah, if I can hit all those things, like that'd be cool.
mhm,
I don't know, like I'm just trying to focus on the fun aspect of it, but there are
yeah,
moments of like I've done like reshoots and stuff already. Like I'm doing one
dude, trust
tomorrow.
me, I'm right there learning.
Uh,
Like
But
right
it's
now,
like
I'm
it's
like,
so weird because it's like, it's supposed to be fun. Actually, it's only when it comes to the Transformers because doing
mhm,
Transformers reviews is it's different than at least like just from my experience. Like it's
mhm,
different than when I do Ghostbusters. Uh,
mhm,
I don't because fucking Transformers they got like there's engineering involved because of how
yeah, yeah, yeah,
articulated the transformation is on these like especially these
mhm,
third parties and yeah, so it's just like it's yeah, it's something I didn't really anticipate, but I mean I'm still having fun with it. But
look at like
yeah,
these.
is that the model
Mm,
kit? Oh, nice.
yeah, you can. This is a master grade Gundam Wing, but like,
Mm.
dude, even this is like super popular, and I could see
Oh
you if
yeah.
like, it's not even just like reviewing it, but just being like, all right, now I'm gonna put it together and then review it, something like that. Because
Yeah.
Gunpla is really popular on YouTube as well. Like people that
I
put it
kind
together
of
and or review it and customize their stuff.
I kind of did that with the Transformers Lego set that Nicole got me.
Hmm.
Um, wait, did I did actually. It was gonna be a long ass video, but I had like time lapses of actually fucking building all the parts. But I think I actually had to cut it down because it was so fucking long. But yeah, I don't know. They're fun though.
Do it, do it, man.
Damn it. Yeah, it's just like so. I don't know if it's like a obsessive trait or what, but I have to because like I have a tendency to stretch myself thin and burn out. But I also have a tendency to burn myself out on just one endeavor. So I'm trying not to blow my wad on this with the toy reviews because I just posted an art like an actual art video. It's
Yeah,
old ass footage from like I don't know, probably 6 months ago, and I just put that out just to shake it up. I'm like I gotta like let
yeah,
people know that because like talking about our major, like that's why my channel's called Media Arts and G Terado. I'm like,
yeah. I
well,
thought
that
so.
was my major, so I was just
Yeah.
like. You know, but like yeah, because like my channel is no longer just art and event vlogs. Like now there's
Mhm,
podcasts in there, and then now there's this. So it's like now it's just like it's like all my like initial interests, on one
mhm.
channel now. Um, but yeah, like I need to like I got client works like commission work I need to get working
Focus
on.
on, yeah.
So. Yeah, so it's just like I gotta like find, catch myself and be like, all right, I'm gonna have to like switch gears here and
Hmm.
bust out the pencil, get sketching. I got some fun
Yeah.
ones though. Well, I'm saying some, but I have two that I have to work on.
Mhm.
But one of them is pretty fun. It's like a fucking hybrid of like three character types,
Yeah,
three or
dude,
four
I've
character types.
actually I that's like a thing on YouTube. Like I was watching
Uh,
oh God, I can't even think of the artist's name now from Marvel, but he does a live stream every morning at like six
Is
in the
he
morning or
is he
whatever. And I was,
Asian? Is he
yeah,
Filipino?
he's like,
Yeah, I know who you're
yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah. He
about.
looks at, yeah, yeah, yeah. He just did a Lobo piece this morning, and um, he was talking about, and then he brought up this picture, and it's like fusion characters, like it was like Iron Man and something else, and then I saw something else later on. Just because I watched that video, the algorithm was like, "Would you like to watch a fusion?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Bro, no, show me Gogeta, not Iron Man and Lobo. Like, no, that's fusion to me, Dragon Ball Z. Not what is this shit? I mean, dude, but I'll admit it's pretty interesting to see people's take on traditional art or digital art and fusing characters and have it make sense. I think that's so cool, but I also did not know that that's like a big thing as of lately. And I'm like, what did I miss out on? So that's pretty cool that you're doing that.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I've definitely seen like all sorts of mashup characters.
What characters are you doing?
It's Snorlax, Snorlax, the ghost from Spirited Away, and I want
Oh,
to
no
say,
face? You talking about
huh?
no face? Are you talking about no
Yeah, yeah,
face?
yeah, yeah, and
That's my watercolor, but I didn't even watercolor it yet. I just drew it out and I was like, I like how it looks. I don't want to watercolor it now.
Snorlax, Slay King, and a
Late King
yeah,
and no face.
In a Studio Ghibli style. Oh wait, here we go. I'm like, where I have the list of yeah, so Snorlax, Slay King, Tortoro, and uh Kunashi,
Slate King. Is it a Pokemon?
uh Kaonashi. I don't know.
Oh, Slay King. Oh, I see. Yeah, he's like that
Oh, Slay
other.
King,
He's like a
yes. That's a
Slay
Pokemon,
King.
yes.
And then Snorlax, and then who's the other one?
Kaonashi?
Kawanashi.
Or I guess maybe I think it's No Face. Yeah, it's No Face.
Oh, okay. It's no face. Okay.
I'll change it.
Huh.
I'm gonna change it in my
Huh.
notes. I know. But yeah, so like all four of them like mashed up together, but
Mm-hmm.
he wants like a bit it's gonna be 18 by 24.
Ooh, that's a big boy.
Grayscale. Yeah, it's a big one, but it's grayscale. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Um, so we'll see.
hmm
I might not go. Yeah, I might not even do any cross hatching. I don't know, but it still sounds fun. At least like just to brainstorm it out. And then I have like another
hmm
one, but it's smaller, but then involves two motorcycles. And
hmm
I don't do vehicles. Like, I don't do them
That sounds
often.
dirt. That's yeah. Sounds
Yeah,
dirty. It involves two motorcycles.
yeah, and a couple. It's a couple and their motorcycles, and you know, like I have like the blueprint in my head, the composition, but
hmm
now it's like, all right, I need some like good photos. Like I
hmm
gotta reach out and try to get some clear photos of their bikes. 'Cause fucking
hmm
this shit's a lot.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I vehicles and robots when I just did that RoboCop piece. Oh my
yeah,
God. I'm like, I never and
yeah,
now I
mechanical
understand why a lot of
stuff.
comic book artists are like, it's tough.
Yeah,
It's really,
yeah,
really
mechanical
tough.
stuff is pretty it's wild. That's why I love rest in peace Kim Jong-il. He
Yeah.
would just freestyle that shit. Improvise
Yeah,
that shit.
but dude,
And it
and
made sense.
You watch Peter Han? He's the other kind of like he
Oh
was
yeah,
trained
yeah,
under
same.
Kim Jong.
Hmm.
Dude, he's
There's
so
another
good
guy,
too. I love Peter Han stuff.
Carl Kapinski. I might be saying his last name wrong.
I think he was
But
at
it's
Comic-Con. I think
he was close with Kim Jong-un as
yeah.
well.
hmm
Same what he was same thing, man. Fucking he'll use the ink brush, the ink water brush,
Yeah.
and just
That's what I've been doing just to practice. Like
yeah, I
ballpoint pens and
gotta
ink brush only. That way I can like say, "Oh shit, I screwed this up." All right, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out, you know? And that's helped a
yeah, I
lot.
gotta well, so I I always say I gotta do this or I gotta do that, but it is like on my list of like yeah, I want to be more confident with the ink brush.
hmm
I have the drip pen, and that shit's really fun. I gotta pick
You're
that
talking
up
about like
again. Like the quill pen?
This,
Or yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like that bad boy right there. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I've
Yeah,
been
those are
messing
fun
around with it,
too. Mm-mm.
but they are not forgiving when you f up
No,
because it's man, it's like all the ink. I'm like son of a bitch.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Not
I've
fun.
definitely ruined sketches and had to
Yeah.
well some of them would be just completely uh you know just fucked up, and then the other one I could like
Hmm.
manage to improvise it and save it, but yeah, man, that shit's
Hmm.
like careful.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was just doing a lot of line work, but even still, like if you got too much ink and you drop it in there, it's like fuck. And then you
Yeah.
try to stem, you try to just
It's like a
stem
run. It's like a
that
runny
ink.
egg.
Yeah, you just try to spread it out so that bubble
Yeah.
fucking just gets smaller and smaller. But yeah, man, it's just fucking.
Yeah.
But like
It's
watercolors like
tough.
that, too. Like, but there's something about that chaos I enjoy. So I don't know.
Yeah. I
Had
I
that.
I really like watercolors for sure. And I
Yeah.
just started doing that last year. And I like you said, it's the chaos. It's fun to
Yeah, it's an
it's fun.
interesting
It is. I don't know
chaos.
why.
Yeah, but uh, um. So what's the you said you had updates. Now, was this regarding the Dragon Ball Z project?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Is it
we want to
about
talk about
Phil?
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I guess
Yeah.
I should tell you about Phil
Yeah.
officially. Yeah. Yeah. Um
Yeah.
so so yeah, so Phil is a guy who I used to go to these weekly Friday night video game like fighting game tournaments and stuff like that. We used to have like this really big community here in the town, this area that I live in. And we would go in the back of this comic book shop. There'd be a bunch of TVs and stuff set up already, and because they did Pokemon tournaments and Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic and stuff like that. And then they did Friday nights was like Super Smash Brothers, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. So I got really, really involved in it. I would bring my computer. I helped them stream on Twitch with it. It was just a great time. Like I met my roommates. I got a house with these some of these guys, and like we had a house for 4 or 5 years. It was just really cool. And one of those guys, I didn't live with him, but I met him through this is Phil. And he would hang out with us at our house sometimes and like we'd invite him over and we'd go out to the pub or something like that and have a drink and go back to the place and play Street Fighter. So I completely forgot. Like Phil had saw one of my big sketchbooks from AI and I was
Art
drawing the
Institute
Shire or
for
something like that.
people. The Art Institute.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah, yeah. Not AI, but yeah, Art Institute of Philly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wait,
one day, like he,
what's this Phil's last name?
I'm pretty sure it's Hudson, Hudson. I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty
All
sure
right.
that's that. Yeah,
Okay.
but he
Proceed.
yeah. So like one day he saw like what I was doing, because like my bedroom at the house I lived at had a patio, so like we'd go out when I was a smoker, we'd go out to the back of my patio and we'd smoke. So you'd have to walk through my room, and or we'd just hang out there because like I had a TV out there and I would we hook up the Xbox or whatever, and just hang out there with everybody. But he had saw like my sketchbook and he had like my big pad or whatever, and I was drawing like a cityscape and like a the Shire or whatever from Lord of the Rings, and he was like giving me feedback. And I'm like, who the fuck you think you are? Like, like who are you? And I come to find out he was a graphic designer, or at the time, like that was his job at like a I'm pretty sure it was like an IT place, like or IT or internet service provider that's in this area.
Mm.
And then he was telling me like he draws like comic book art and stuff, and he was showing me some of his stuff. I was like, "Yo, whoa, dude! Like this is crazy!" Like, and then after like 2014, when fighting games really started to kind of dive away, like took a nosedive, I fell out of it too because like Destiny came out and like other games. I lost touch with him, and then here he lives in like New Mexico. Like he moved from here to New Mexico, so I don't even know the whole story about how that happened. So I have to catch up with him about that. But
Yeah.
he added me on Instagram, and I like he has this like work that he's been doing. It's so good, and he I don't think he does it full time, but I know he sells work. He's like posting about selling like an Ultraman piece or a Batman Absolute Batman piece and
Mm.
stuff like that. And it's really cool. I dig what he's doing because it's like up my alley. Um, and I just one day just asked him about, I was telling him about this project, which I was literally about to just tell you. I'm like, okay, like I have the 20 by 24. I have the picture frame. Like I bought two picture frames so that way it can fit in the package, like, and be
Oh, right,
secure
right.
and safe and not break. Um, like I got all everything lined up. And then when Phil kind of like followed me and just caught me off guard, I was like, "Yo, dude, do you want in on this?" And he's like, "Hell yeah!" And he sent me a collaboration of a Batman thing that a bunch of artists recently did and how popular that was. So I was
Uh,
like, "All right, I think I'm on the right track with this idea." So I was always comfortable with doing it with you, and I
mm.
was like, all right, cool. I got to do this. I'm going to send this to G by the end of the year. Let's do this. And then Phil caught me off guard. And I'm like, oh, shit. All right. Now we got three people. Now I was like, I'm going to take a week or two, let you know, talk to him more about it, get his address, and then figure out how I want to do this. Like how I want to record starting this and how I want to record everything else that transpires after.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess the first thing is, uh, so he lives out in New Mexico, and I know that you do this full time. He doesn't do art full time. So I'm like, I'm mindful of your time. So I know that you have like events, and you mentioned that before that you've got events and stuff like that. So my this and tell me if you're okay with this. But my thought was I already started, and then I send it out to him first on the West Coast because I told you guys like same thing I told you, I told him I'm gonna pay for everybody's shipping. Like I'll Venmo you the money like after you ship it out or whatever the case might be. Like I don't, it's $15. I think it'll be worth it at the end. Um, but my thought was originally wanted to send it to you and then you would send it to him. But then I
Mm.
was like, but it's gonna come back to the East Coast anyway. So I was like, why don't I send it to him first?
Yeah, and
And then
then
it's already on the West Coast, and then it goes to you, and then it comes up to me because it's a straight shot, rather than kind of like bounce around or whatever.
yeah,
So I don't know if you're okay with that.
that's
So
fine.
I would start with him first. Okay. And then for me, I think it also helps you kind of frame because like Dragon Ball better than he does. And I gave him reference like he's been a fan, but he doesn't know it probably as well as you and I do. So I sent him a 2.5 hour cut of season
Mhm.
one of the Saiyan saga. So he's using that as like reference to
Uh,
then, and then he did say, and I agree with him on this, and you and I talked about this too back in June or July, was do everything pencil, ink, color, like do everything. And then I think he mentioned in the chat that he's okay with like the final product because he knows like digitally coloring and stuff like that. He's fine with like touching it up if it has to. And I know someone personally who can scan this big piece, and she'll probably do it free of charge because she owns like a graphic design company. And when I worked for Walmart.com here in my town, I got that business, a lot of business through Walmart, and they still get big business. So when I see her and her husband at the local brewery all the time, they're like buying me beer, and I'm like, no, man. They're like, no, you've given us so much business with hooking us up with Walmart.com, like you don't understand. So
nice.
I know, and she's got it's like a franchise. It's called Alpha Graphics. They're in Jersey and Pennsylvania. Um, but I know if I ask her about doing the scan of the 20 by 24, she'll do it no problem, and she's not going to charge me an arm and a leg. So, and in that case, Phil said like coloring it up and touching it and all that stuff. Because I honestly, like once it's done, I would love to see what it would be like with prints. And
Mhm.
depending on how I edit the video, like I got that part figured out, but I think the only thing I can say is like whatever you record, we have to coordinate. Like obviously what you record is for you, like but I want to be able to take what you record to make like a master edit and just be like, these
Yeah.
are my friends. Here's my reaction. This is what G did. Make sure you still go and check him out. This is what Phil did. Make sure you go and check him out, and all that stuff. But
So
then it's
I'm
me
thinking,
reacting to seeing the final, or not final, but I'm seeing what has been done so far. And then I take it from there and then we do the whole loop again. So,
is that when you have to use like a Dropbox or like the Google Drive or something?
yeah, we could like, I
That
have that. I'm sure everybody has that. So,
I'm just no, I'm just like saying like that's the only thing I can think of. Like I don't know what
yeah,
would.
yeah. And it doesn't need to be like super like I am mindful
So
of, and I said this to my girlfriend too, like if I do this and get prints and they sell, I am, I've already said to my girlfriend, I was like, I wouldn't keep the money for myself. Like I would split that three ways. Like if it becomes something, I'm already like, no, these guys are a part of it. I want to share this experience with them, and like it's a fair like split three ways.
yeah,
And that even comes down to like the YouTube stuff. Like sure, it's my YouTube, but like you guys have your own individual YouTube pages as well. But I'm also like I still want to make sure that this is like I'm keeping it at whatever my video shows, it's always going to be like 100%, hey, this is a collaboration and this is where we're at. But I'm still kind of doing B-roll commentary of like what Dragon Ball Z means to me, what it means to other people, giving like a story, a biography of it, whatever the case might be. Like make it informative.
yeah.
Um, make it an informative documentary type, like B-roll commentary, whatever, and then completing this art piece and seeing where it goes. So, Um, but yeah, so that's where I'm at with everything. And I started it. I'm not going to show it to you because that video is coming out next week. So
Oh, is it?
so that's the whole point. So like I may even avoid like I will probably avoid. I know I already said to myself once I send it to you or send it to Phil, I'm gonna be muting you guys on Instagram so I don't see anybody's like what they're doing because I know you guys are gonna post it, which I'm totally okay for.
What if I
I
don't?
just
How
know
about that?
if you don't, that's even better because then the reaction from me is gonna be extremely like more genuine. And but I'm gonna still purposefully mute you guys until I get the package back and I'm like, oh shit, here it is, let's do this, and gets it up and record and all that and
So
um
yeah, we might. Well, maybe there will have to be a point where we can all get in on a meeting together to like
I
really kind
agree.
of be
And
like,
he
all
said
right,
he
this
was for
is
that too.
and just like yeah, and kind of like I mean, it's gonna be repetitive for you because we're gonna have to break it down so we all know we're all on the
Yeah.
same page. And
Yeah. Yeah.
because like I'm like thinking,
Because everyone has different styles too. You know.
yeah, not even styles, but there was one question that came in mind, and now I forgot. But
Oh, I forgot. Brush markers, if that's what you're thinking.
that's what you want to use.
Yeah, so because it's Bristol, it'll take it better.
Got it.
Maybe if you want to do colored pencils, I would say colored pencils over brush markers for texture. If you feel like, because I feel like your stuff there is a lot of colored pencil stuff that I see texture wise, and it looks really good. But
Um,
I know Phil
it's
is really he's a
the
big
watercolor
marker dude.
pencil. I
Oh,
do
okay.
watercolor and watercolor pencil. Like for the sketch
Okay.
cards, I use watercolor pencil a lot. It's just
Yeah,
easier.
yeah. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I think I could do markers though. Like we're talking about
Okay.
Copics, because I'm gonna have to get a set. But yeah,
I mean, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, it could be any brand, just as long
all right,
as
so we're
it's.
working
I
with
would say.
Bristol, okay? Because I think that was the question actually, is what kind of
Hmm.
paper? All right,
Yep,
that
it's
is
Bristol 20 by 24. And I have the boxes to mail it, and then I bought picture frames, so that way it's more protected because I didn't want to just put a Bristol inside a box with void fill. I want to package it in a picture frame, and that's gonna go, you know, along the way.
mm,
Give it that extra security, I guess.
Oh, the question I
Um,
had was regarding the
mhm,
filming, like the processes.
mhm.
Are you like doing it in like time lapse or in real time and just gonna be cut up or
So whatever, however you do your videos, and you know what, you're right. I think
okay.
we all three need to meet, but yeah, yeah. So
It's like your
no,
phone,
it's a good
yeah.
question. No, I got to write this down, so I'm gonna write it down on my practice Bristol. That's like, so I have like this Otacon that I drew on the side for Metal Gear Solid,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like he's just kind of chilling. I think I could switch my Let me see if I can switch my camera real quick so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let's do this one. There we go. Can you see that?
Oh
Did
yeah.
it switch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like this is like the Batman
How'd
thing
you
I've
do
been
that?
working on. I
You're
just went
upside
into the
down,
settings
but
and changed. Oh, is
what?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Is there a
wait.
way that I can?
So you have your other camera hooked up to your computer too?
Yeah, I got three cameras. I have a regular camera and then
Ooh.
two, yeah, that are right above me. So, um, all right. So you said, let me just write this
Well, it's
down.
okay. I can make it. It's like it's fine. Uh,
Video. Yeah. So I would say for everyone's video, um, like do however you want to do it.
hmm.
Also, my neighbor is smoking weed right now, so it's I could smell it, and it's like it's making me think like I'm in the same environment as you. Like like in the back of my mind, I'm laughing because I'm like, damn, I really feel like I'm with G right now. I'm getting that 4DX theater experience right now.
Yeah, that's
But
hilarious. Yeah,
um,
bro.
yeah, so I think like everybody
Okay.
do the video how they want to, and I'll just, if you do a time lapse, great. If you don't, and then whatever you do, I'll just grab from
Yeah.
you and edit, but I won't do it until I'm ready. So I'll be like, "Hey guys, I'm ready. Here's the link for Google Drive or iCloud or whatever.
Hmm.
Slap on some of those videos or whatever video file that you took or picture you took,
Yeah.
let me know, and then I'll hop on there so I can make my second video and then third video.
Yeah.
Um, and I think yeah. I know that there's going to be some errors on the way, but I'm completely okay with that. So,
I'm just thinking in terms of like having to transfer files, like
hmm
videos, probably
hmm
easier if like if
Google
I'm
Drive.
recording with my device, like my phone or my iPad, probably record
hmm
it in time lapse because it'll just be
hmm
smaller. It'll be smaller
Yeah,
file
yeah, that's fine.
sizes.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then
That works for me.
if I do like a video, because you were talking about doing like a voiceover, kind of talking
Yeah,
about like
yeah,
why you're
yeah,
doing this piece, right?
yeah,
So I could always do that on top of the time lapse. Like that was
yeah.
that was my
So,
thought process.
hmm hmm and like, well, like Phil's YouTube page is mostly just time lapse. Like, it's not like us. Like, I'm not saying Phil. I mean, Phil is a people person, but like he doesn't. His YouTube is more showcasing of like the point A to point B of his work. You don't see
Yeah.
him on camera like ever. So, and he doesn't
Kind
really
of like
talk.
that. It
So,
mine like a mix of like that though too. A lot of my
yeah,
art videos that the processes, it's
yeah,
like yeah, it's very A to B
yeah.
kind of content. Like I'm not talking in them. Like I thought about
hmm
it, but I'm
hmm
like, all right, I gotta like really sit down and think about what I'm gonna talk about and see if I can get that to
Yeah.
match the duration of the actual creative
hmm
process. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm very much similar like that too. So that's why I was asking you what kind of videos.
Yo, he just hit me up.
Ah,
That's wild.
FaceTime, man.
Yo, I was just talking about you on my boy's podcast right now. LOL.
LOL.
I'm
LOL.
curious. Do you have
Let
Zoom?
me know.
I'm gonna see if he's got Zoom and we could just phone him in. I mean, do you mind?
Uh,
I mean, I know it's getting late, but
only because I'm trying to keep my episodes now in like the 80, 90 minute. range.
range. What? How long is it now?
Yeah, because
Almost almost 2 hours.
I use CapCut to edit my
Yeah.
shit now, and I know like their max
Okay.
is I think 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean afterwards though, if you want to do that after this,
Mm-hmm.
for
Oh,
after
like you know what? Hang up and then do another one real quick.
yeah, like if you want to just get them on board for like a yeah, for like a few minutes and
Yeah.
kind of just
Because I
talk
mean,
about
he said to me the other day, he was like, "Yo, let me know whenever you guys are like, doing your thing." Or I mean, it's a 3 hour time difference too, so it's probably
oh, is it?
6:30 there.
Oh, you said West
Yeah.
Coast. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Um,
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Um,
But
if not, well,
so
I'll say this tomorrow. Like I'm available on the
yeah,
weekend too, if
yeah,
everyone else
I'm
is.
free during the weekend too.
So we could
Um,
always meet up. We
yeah.
could all do like a FaceTime
Because my
tomorrow.
plan
That's
is
it.
my plan is to send this uh I want to get this out by Wednesday. So that way it gets to him hopefully by Friday or Saturday. Give him, oh yeah, and the other thing was how much time do you think is reasonable for us to have each time each go? Because at the end of the day, what I want to be the one that calls the final shot. Like, okay, this is done. Like, there's so much that we filled up. You can do as much as you want, and you could do as little as you want, as long as it just pertains to season one,
Yeah.
environments, poses, characters, whatever. Again, as little or as much as you want. I'm doing two things, and that's it, and it's going, it's going. So like, there's gonna be plenty of space. I don't know how much he's gonna do, but I just want to know like what do you think should be like a safe turnaround time for like
I
receiving it to then when it should be going back out?
oh, dude, I don't fucking know. Because we're talking
Like
from
7 to 10 days?
like with like it fully completed, right? We're talking about in color.
Well, no, yeah. So like if it gets to
Yeah.
fill, if it gets to fill,
And then he does
um,
his
and then
portion.
he does his, yeah, he's got 7 to 10 days to do his portion and then mail it out. Then you get it because there's going to be shipping time involved. So that's going to be at
Yeah.
least 3 days minimum. Um, and
Hmm.
then you have 7 to 10 days. But again, I'm mindful of his time too because he's got a kid.
Yeah.
Uh, for me, I mean, I got two jobs. I'm always home. So like, I know I could get it done sooner than that. But I know that not everybody is me, and doesn't have as many obligations or something like that. So
Well, wait, you're sending this. You want now? You sending this? You already finished your portion already?
I did my blue lines for my portion,
Okay.
and
Blue
and
line.
then yeah. So you don't have to do blue lines. I just like to do blue lines for
No, I
non-photo
know.
blue. But but I think I don't want to. I might get rid of that because that's gonna show up on the final piece. So I may even start fresh, but I have a copy, so that way I know what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna sketch, exactly what I just did, blue lines, but on a new sheet, on a new Bristol. Um, are you free? Hold on.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's why I'm wondering, like the time, of what do you think is a healthy, you
Like
know,
10
and I
days.
get life happens. Yeah,
Uh,
because those gaps in between the videos too, I think would be nice too, because it's going to make more of an anticipation. Like, hey, this is part one, my first video. And then my assumption is by the time I get, it's going to go to Phil first, then you, then back to me. That'll be video number two. When I finish drawing my second part, that'll be video number two. So my guess is that between that video and the second video, a month would have already gone by, you know?
hmm.
So it makes a nice little gap to have a little extra fluff of like of
I
content.
bet
You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is great
you
for
know?
the audiences. Like, what is
Yeah,
going
I know. What are they
talking
talking about?
inside
I
baseball,
mean,
isn't
you
it?
can end the podcast if you want to, and just I'll be like, "Yo, what's up, guys? Thanks for seeing me. I love y'all. I love you, G, for having me. Thanks for not falling asleep on me." Thanks for giving me the 4DX experience right now of my apartment smelling like weed. Thanks to my neighbor, but thank you, neighbor, because it made the experience like feel real.
Wait, are we really
Um,
close?
I mean, if you want to, I just want to see. I asked him, "Are you free now?" And he's
Okay.
typing. But
We can,
like, if
though.
you and
We
I
can.
want to, you want to end it, and then we'll just talk about, because
Sure.
this is gonna take a bit. So
Now the audience is gonna be left on a cliffhanger.
yeah, stay
Actually, yeah. I
tuned.
mean, if that's
Is
because I was
G
gonna
and
say if you want to
Marcus going to
promote,
complete this Dragon Ball Z piece in a timely manner? We'll
oh,
find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
rest in peace
That
to
was
what's
that
his name?
good?
That was terrible, but what's his name though? He passed away.
That was terrible. Oh, the announcer? Was it
Yeah.
was it terrible? Oh, great. Thanks, man. Voice acting is not my bread and butter, I guess.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I don't know. I can't
Dude,
do
you
it.
just sound
But
like yourself, but you got kicked in the balls.
on
Oh, on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, my name is G.
Dragon Ball G.
Dude definitely had like a raspy smoker's voice.
Next
Is
time,
Goku? Hold
Dragon
on. It was
Ball
very
G.
like, yeah, Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Dragon Ball. Oh my God. This is going to be good B-roll for the actual Dragon Ball Z collaboration. So we should just keep going at this right now.
Next
No.
time on Dragon Ball Z.
All right. Other than this collaboration, because pretty much have been promoting this like during this whole second half, so people are
Mhm.
aware of this Dragon Ball collaboration we're about to
Yeah.
embark on. But what else would you like to promote? Your channel,
Nothing. Oh yeah. I mean,
you
I don't know. I don't.
Dingleberry.
Yeah, sure. I now have a YouTube channel. It's Jared Suckram Art. So it's Jared and then Marcus backwards and A-R-T Art. Jared with two R's. So JARREDSUCRAMART. That is my YouTube handle. And that is also my Instagram.
Boom.
So
Yeah.
there, I promoted myself.
Nice. Well done,
Yeah.
my friend. Yeah, definitely check it
Mhm.
out. I've been tuning in here and there, skimming through, seeing what you're working on. So yeah,
Mhm.
check it out. Um, I have nothing to promote, so but yeah, for everyone who has tuned in, even just a short bit, appreciate you. Hope to catch you on the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay driven, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Peace out, and thank you again, Marcus.
Snake. 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 And then put the game over symbol at the end of this podcast. Metal Gear Solid, game over. There you go. That's your outro.